Hello, Ray Phoenix here. Welcome to Let's Play Twisted Metal 4 The Joneses Part 6. It's the final stretch. We're at the final battleground of the game. We're finally going to a place we've wanted to see in a Twisted Metal game ever since the very beginning of the first Twisted Metal. The Carnival. Because we love carnivals in video games, right? A lot of video games have carnivals in them. They make for perfect venues for video games, and that's exactly what we are doing right now. We're in the Carnival, the Twisted Metal Carnival, so apparently this game, Twisted Metal, is a traveling carnival. And you can see that. Then you can see that Goggle Eyes is really drenching us of his toxic gas, but it looks like Meter Maid got in between. Meter Maid got hit by a lot of it. And so this is pretty much, the last level of the game. As you would expect for the last level of the game, it has its fair share of hazards. And of course, we're going to be fighting the final boss after all this. But first, we have to take out 2 rounds of enemies, and then we could fight the final boss. And there's weapons littered all over the place as well, too. All sorts of different weapons we could use, but never the exact one you'd really be needing that would be beneficial. That's kind of, they always like to hide the good weapons for me. They always like to put them in the special secret areas, but thankfully, I know where all the secret areas are. I've played this game so many times. I know this game like the back of my hand. I've probably played this game more times than I've played any other Twisted Metal game ever, so I know where everything's located. I know this whole thing like the back of my hand. I'm probably the most familiar with this game than I am with any other Twisted Metal. Yet, I still have yet to beat this game of every contestant. Then again, this game holds a record for having the most amount of contestants than any other Twisted Metal game ever. And so we see we're like the big top circus tent right here. Looks like something out of Pee Wee Herman's second movie when he had a tour of the circus, his traveling circus. As you see, the 2 weakest contestants in the game are ganging up on these. You can see here, Meter Maid and Quattro, which really does prove that the game's AI is made specifically to target, us, the human player. That's exactly what it's doing. The AI is running as programmed, and you see they're using some of those MI or V missiles, or whatever they're called as, which I think those are unique to this game as well, too. I think just like the auto lob, there's another weapon that exists only in this game, exclusively in this game. So you see, actually accidentally hit someone or froze someone from way up there. I didn't think it would work from way up there. Apparently it did. It's Goggle Eyes, as you can see there. And there aren't very many health pickups in this level either, and they take a really long time. I think they take actually longer to respawn in this level than they do in any other level of the game, so that's actually going to be a big challenge for finding the health pickups. And so here's Quattro. He's a weak little Quattro. Look at that one auto lob can almost destroy him. He's been again to the same kind of damage ratio against Minion and Minion's maze, if you remember. It's kind of funny how how inconsistent the damage ratios are, where it seems to do a lot of damage to like a boss character, but it does that same amount of damage or similar amount of damage against a much weaker character. So Meter Maid's now out of the game. As you can see there, Meter Maid did a manly scream, probably because Meter Maid's a man dressed in drag, is what most people think. It's amazing all that luggage and stuff is still staying on the top of the Joneses car, despite everything it's gone for. I think it would have been destroyed a long time ago, considering everything the Jones have just went through. But that's the Jones. They probably put bulletproof, like blast-proof containers and things like that on top of their car, like military grade. I'm sure the army uses similar stuff to that. And we're just gonna go and machine gun the crap out of Goggle Eyes. We actually hit him and push him back. This is kind of demonstrating the differences in the game engines. In Twisted Metal 1 and 2, if you ran into a car like that, it would probably just stay put. It might just bounce back a little bit, or like kind of get pushed back a bit. In this game, it actually bounces in the air a little bit, as you notice when you hit it. That's because of a different physics engine. Twisted Metal 3 was like that too. It was a little bit annoying in Twisted Metal 3 how it happened, but they did change it a little bit in this game. It's not as bad in this game as within Twisted Metal 3, if you haven't figured it out by now. And so I just recently went to a carnival in real life too, and there was a guy outside the carnival that was selling bootleg products. He was selling bootleg Harry Potter DVDs. I'm not sure if they're bootleg or not, but it was a box of all 8 Harry Potter movies, and I shook it back and forth, and then I felt it was like loose in there and jiggling in there, and I realized that it's probably used or something like that, or maybe it's not even Harry Potter. Or maybe it's a bunch of porno DVDs in a Harry Potter DVD box. Who knows? Maybe it was something like that. They were selling like PC keyboards and game controllers. I was tempted to buy some. Then my mom slapped my hand and she's like, "No, don't buy anything from this guy. He's obviously a con man or something like that." He wasn't even on the fairgrounds, actually. He's actually outside, probably because he couldn't afford to get in. Why? Because he's a crook. He's probably a bigger crook than Richard Nixon when he's with him selling all those fake stuff. The carnival is just an average carnival, really, but the best part definitely was that guy that was selling stuff outside the carnival. He was selling he also was selling the system. It looks like an NES. You connect to a TV and it has supposed to have 500 games on it. We know those things are usually scams. He probably is selling a bunch of scam stuff, but I was still tempted to buy that PC controller off him. But no, I'd rather pay a little bit more and get something that's actually probably going to be good. Like, there's this Logitech PC controller I saw somewhere that actually looks like it could be pretty good, actually. Good, actually, you can only buy it for like $5 at the local thrift store. I'm still waiting to see it at the thrift store again, so I can get it for $5. So you can see they all seem to be crowding around on the roller toaster tracks. When by roller toaster, because you get the environmental weapon in this level, you can actually electrify the roller coaster tracks and actually pretty much demolishes your enemy's health pretty much, which is, can work well if you know how to time your attacks properly. That's what I'm going to try and do. It's on the environmental pickups on top of the tent over there, the circus tent. I also don't like the circus that much either. The circus is just kind of overrated. It's just a bunch of clowns that dance around and jump around and do tricks that you could probably figure out how to do at home if you looked it up on the internet. So you see Microblast is really low on health, which is no surprise because Microblast is weak as hell. And General Warthog didn't really do a lot to General Warthog, but General Warthog's a tank, is literally a tank, so he's going to be tough like a tank. That's exactly what he is. Remember, guys, he's in a tank. That's probably what he would say to me if I was to actually, like, confront him or something. They'd probably say, remember, I'm in a tank. My tank can crush your stupid little station wagon easy. I'm pretty sure a tank is more powerful than a station wagon. So I'm kind of driving through the haunted house here, because, it's always fun to have haunted houses. I thought they could make a Chris Chan themed haunted house called the Hoarded House, and it would be Chris Chan's house. Have an animatronic of Bob Chandler saying, get all that goddamn stuff off of there. So you have to be careful because the roller coaster drives really fast. So if it hits you, it can really destroy you pretty much. I recommend staying in the lane next to, which is what I'm trying to do, staying in the left lane on the roller coaster tracks. There's a full health refill right there, which, is really good. It's good to pick up the full health there. We're shiny and squeaky clean now and new and not damaged now. So you see there's Microblast is about to get destroyed because he's Microblast. It's his job to get destroyed by us. And we could pay him to do that, but what a difference it makes. It's going to be dead afterwards anyways. So two more contestants left, Drag Queen and General Warthog, and their health is both pretty low overall. So it's going to have to wait for, oh look, General Warthog just died. It was most likely, I doubt Drag Queen would have killed General Warthog considering how the AI works in this game. It's most likely the roller coaster driving guys that killed General Warthog. I'm surprised they didn't make Warthog a boss in this game. Warthog would have made a really awesome boss. They made Thumper a boss, made Axel a boss, they made Mr. Slam a boss, made Augur a boss. Why not Warthog? It wouldn't make sense to make Warthog a boss. There's also some advertisements on some of the signs that are there for shoe companies, I think. I'm not sure if those shoe companies still exist or not anymore. I'm not even sure how their company benefited at all from being advertised in Twisted Metal 4, a game that I don't think this game sold very well, which is why it didn't get a release in Europe. Like Twisted Metal 3. Twisted Metal 3 didn't get released in Europe either, apparently, because it didn't sell very well. And I don't think this game sold. I mean, it sold well enough to make greatest hits. The first 4 Twisted Metal games in the PS1 sold well enough to make greatest hits. And but despite that, Twisted Metal 3 and 4 never got released outside North America. But again, Twisted Metal is mostly big in North America. It's not that popular out in Europe or Japan or places like that. The Japanese actually didn't like Twisted Metal that much. They thought, why not throw fruit at them instead? Yeah, it's kind of funny, Japan being a very violent people. So now we're going against Sweet Tooth. This is the most powerful version of Sweet Tooth we'll ever see in any Twisted Metal game ever. His special weapon is way overpowered. He fires a henchman at you, can destroy you in one shot. Easy, destroy most contestants in this game in one shot. He's overpowered. He's overly strong. You can beat the game in like 30 minutes if you play for the whole game of Sweet Tooth. You do unlock Sweet Tooth in this game after you beat the game, you unlock Sweet Tooth. So that's actually pretty good that you can play Sweet Tooth. He's actually the easiest to unlock in this game. All the numbered Twisted Metal games have Sweet Tooth as being an unlockable character. This game is actually the easiest to unlock in this game because you can unlock him simply by beating him. I don't know how to officially unlock him in Twisted Metal 3. I found that code somewhere on the internet a long time ago which allowed me to unlock him. In Twisted Metal 2 you have to find a secret code somewhere in the game. It made sense why Sweet Tooth is an unlockable character in Twisted Metal 2. It's supposed to be like a bonus. He's like a hidden taboo ghost character because he supposedly died in the first Twisted Metal and he comes back as a ghost kind of thing, a demon ghost that randomly appears in tournament levels. And you can unlock him too. He's not part of the main roster because he died in the previous Twisted Metal, the original Twisted Metal. Twisted Metal 3 did that same thing, but that's probably because the people who made Twisted Metal 3, 99, they didn't understand Twisted Metal, they didn't get the lore at all. But this game makes sense too, because Sweet Tooth is supposed to be the master of ceremonies, and he drives an overly powered ice cream truck, being the final boss of the game. I saw some ice cream trucks at Carnival too, but none of them were like Sweet Tooth. So we're gonna do the old trick, the old proximity mine trick. I'm just gonna wait here for... And to show up and fall into our trap, and then there, we destroyed him. An easy victory for us with the proximity binds, the easiest way to defeat the final boss.
Ralph Jones here, Mr. Tooth, and all I want to say is that, hey, this is some nice place you got here. Really upscale. What do you think, Meg? Nice, huh?
Really nice, Mr. Tooth.
I believe you have won.
I want a clown. I want that one. Kids, don't embarrass Mr. Tooth, who's kind enough to...
Give you one wish, Mrs. Jones.
Mr. Troll,
Why, I am a clown!
Right, Mr. Clown. We love clowns. We the Joneses wish for the top-of-the-line Roadluster 3000 trailer.
Granted!
With the optional 2 full tanks of propane, sir.
Granted!
And the 3-month service contract option to pick a summer driver.
Granted!
And that summer driver we want is Mr. Tooth.
Granted for the sake of all that is sane! That's it! It's parked outside! Someone will see you out. Goodbye!
22 bottles of beer on the wall. 22 bottles of beer. Every one of them bottles grabbed with a fall. 21 bottles of beer on the wall. 21 bottles of beer on the wall. 21 bottles of beer. If one of them bottles
Yep, that's their ending. A classic Twisted Metal twisted ending. This is Ray Phoenix signing out.